It's time now for a look at the latest in local sports. And Sports Atlanta Braves are one win away from advancing to the next round of the National League playoffs, where they would meet the winner of the Dodgers-Giants series. Braves win Monday afternoon 3-0 in Atlanta as Ian Anderson, the bullpen, shut out Milwaukee. Right now the bullpen's been lights out. Game time today, 5:15, first pitch, all the action right here on Big Dog Country, FM 105.5. With the win, the Braves advance as they lead the best three out of five series 2-1. If Milwaukee wins today, the series is tied 2-2 and heads back to Milwaukee for the fifth and final game of the series. Last night, the Giants shut out the Dodgers 1-0. They lead that series 2-1. Game 4 tonight in Los Angeles. First pitch around 9:07. Boston Red Sox advance. They knock out Tampa Bay Devil Rays as the Red Sox win in Boston last night 6-5. They win that series. They meet the winner of the Houston-Chicago series. That game was postponed yesterday due to rain. Game 4, that series today at 2 p.m. Houston leads that series 2-1. NFL football last night, a big comeback by the Baltimore Ravens. They win in overtime over Indianapolis. The final score 31-25. History in high school football was set this past Friday in the state of Georgia as Georgia commit quarterback Gunnar Stockton for Rabun County passed Deshaun Watson's record for most touchdowns by a high school player in the state of Georgia. The record 214 by Watson. Stockton went to 215 Friday, threw for 5 touchdowns and a win. Stockton now has thrown for 148 touchdowns, rushed for 68 to get to the total of 215. He's just a few passing touchdowns from breaking Trevor Lawrence's state record for the most passing touchdowns in the state of Georgia. Gunnar Stockton has his team ranked number 1 in 2A football. He's a 5-star commitment, again, going to the University of Georgia in the fall. Speaking of commitments, Albert Kelly's son, Omari Kelly, who plays for Trustville High School in Birmingham, Alabama, as a wide receiver, 6'1", 180. A 4-star recruit is verbally committed to Auburn University. Omari has 32 Division I offers this season, has 58 receptions thus far this season, 9 touchdowns, over 800 yards receiving. Once again, Albert Kelly's son, Omari Kelly, verbally committing to Auburn University this week. Las Vegas Raiders head coach John Gruden resigned last night over more offensive emails that had surfaced back 10 years ago. Gruden released a statement saying he loved the Raiders, said he was sorry that he never intended to hurt anyone. Resignation comes shortly after the New York Times reported on the 10-year-old emails where he makes derogatory comments about NFL Players Association Director DeMaurice Smith, as well as vulgar criticism of NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. $64,000 question is why now? Apparently the NFL was aware of these emails 10 years ago, so why go after the coach now? Gruden, the Super Bowl winning coach, spent years employed by ESPN, had that very popular segment called Quarterback Camp, where he would interview all the college quarterbacks coming out of college and heading into the NFL draft before landing a head job with the Raiders. But Gruden is out. It appeared he would survive the storm as he coached the team this past weekend, but then more emails surfaced and the attacks against Gruden continued. Last night he opted to simply step down. Special teams coach Rich Bisaccia will serve as interim head coach for the Raiders. Excitement continues to build in Athens and across the state as Bulldog Nation excited about being ranked number 1 in college football. Coach Kirby Smart gave the players Sunday and Monday off. Kirby's reaction to the ranking says it's just a number. He says the goal is to be number 1 at the end of the season. Dogs are 6-0, 4-0 in SEC. Will line up against undefeated Kentucky, also 6-0, 4-0 in the SEC. Oddsmakers list the Dogs as a 23-point favorite in the game. Kirby says the Wildcats are by far the most physically imposing team the Dogs have faced all year. He says their offensive line is considered the best in the SEC, and their defensive line is among the biggest, most ferocious in the league. Game is SEC's Game of the Week on CBS, second game in a row for Georgia, and in CBS, and the Georgia-Florida game set for October 30th will also be that 3:30 slot for CBS. It appears the mailman Stetson Bennett gets to start again Saturday against Kentucky. Daniel still dealing with that lat issue, which they describe as a pain in a major back muscle. Daniel was warmed up before the Auburn game. Kirby at that time said it was a game-time decision, but all indications show that Bennett will be playing this Saturday when the Dogs take on Kentucky, Saturday 3:30 on CBS. That's going to do it for latest in local sports.